Hi, gossipers. I need to make like a special entry for stories that are not entertainment based because, we live in reality. It's a reality world and stuff goes on with regular people, quote unquote. You know what I mean. And, sometimes we have to talk about it because it's like hard to believe. You can't believe some of the stories when you hear them. Now, this story that we're going to talk about is about an 11-year-old boy who took his own life because his teacher told him he was stupid. She called him stupid. And, these are people we hand over to our kids to teach them so they can learn from these people who go to college or wherever, have their degrees in teaching, and now it seems like they need to teach these teachers how to be, I don't want to use the word compassionate, because we're not sending our kids to school to be coddled and hugged and stuff like that, but just to know your boundaries, that there's certain things you can't say to kids. Now, if this is a child that's having problems in your class, pull them aside. That's why you have the principal. That's why you have the phone to call the parents, email. Let that parent or parents come in, or guardian, whomever, who's head over the child, sit and come up with a plan to help the child. Now, I've heard that this school is not, it's not a good school in the sense of academics, that the kids there are basically learning nothing. The rank, that's what I meant to say, the rank of the school is nothing to be proud of, basically what it is. And this school, it's Legacy Elementary School, and it's in Ocala, Florida. And we're just going to read this quick article and then we'll talk about it. So it says, boy 11 K himself after months of bullying and embarrassment from his own teacher who called him stupid. Now, what we need to know about this lawsuit is that it happened 2 years ago. And the reason why it's coming out now is because the parents, they are filing a lawsuit. So the parents are filing a lawsuit, and even with the parents, we're going to have to stay on this story because it was a GUN. And of course, it was a GUN in the house. I'm going to read the part where the father said what exactly happened. I think they went on a family trip or something like that. And when he came back, he forgot to lock it up. And he was outside, I think, taking stuff out the car. He heard it, went inside, and found his son. And, nowadays, I can't remember who or what the case was, where the young boy, I think he unalived someone, and the parents, they were sentenced to jail because it was theirs. They did not keep it contained. And same could be said for this parent. When you have something that deadly, that dangerous, when you go inside, don't just leave it on the counter. Immediately store that away with locking keys or storage box or a safe, whatever you keep it in. No, you shouldn't just go in and put it on the counter and oh yeah, it's going to take me 5 minutes to take these bags out or whatever. No. You need to. So right now we just have to wait and hear what their punishment might be. It also said that the teacher recruited other students to bully the child. Now his name is Lewis Johnson. He was 11 years old and he's from the 5th grade, and the teacher, her name is Donna White. So it's Donna White, and the lawsuit was filed by his parents, again, the Marion County School Board, on April 21st of this year. But what's hard is, why can't you just pull the child out of school? Because it said that months, so they had to know something was going on, because it said after months. So no one reached out to the parents to say your child is going through this or anything like that. I don't get it. We're hearing so much now where schools, where reports are being made in school, but yet still the parents have no idea of what's going on in school with their children, even though it's reported in school. Then if it's reported on your child in school, it needs to be sent to the parents also. And it's just sad. It's sad. And White's action, they said, caused Johnson to suffer from depression and anxiety. And he took his life on April 27th of 2023, says the court documents. So 2 years, we just passed 2 years. Today is the 30th of April. So 3 days ago, this child 2 years ago took his life. And it says Johnson's parents handed out suicide. Can I say that word? Prevention flyers in the school following their son's death, laying out more allegations against White. The lawsuit names the teacher as Donna White, but the flyer produced by Johnson's parents as well as school district record listed her as Dawn White. Now, what is she? Is she a Donna White or a Dawn White? White started working in the school district in 2009. I know she was a 4th grade teacher, a 3rd grade teacher, and I think she's moved schools about 4 or 5 times. So that alone, when hiring, should put a light bulb in your head. Same like police officers. When they commit crime, they get off, but then they can go to another state or county and get their jobs back. Like, I don't get it. I do not get it. And these are people who are here to serve and protect. The way the cops do it, serve and protect, the teachers are supposed to do that to their students, not take them down, belittle them. So let's see what they said. So it says the couple owns firearms, so more than one, which they kept in the combination gun safe locked in their master bedroom. And I think you're not allowed to say master bedroom anymore because, slavery. There's just, okay. And to which their son didn't know the code. So he didn't know the code. But on April 27th, Johnson's father, Louis Johnson Jr., had taken his son to work with him on his food truck. When they arrived home, he placed a handgun, a 9mm Ruger, on the counter. Now, I'm not to the point of monetization, so I know with YouTube certain words you can't use, but to me, it's like if you're telling stories and you need it to take an effect on people for people to feel it, you should be able to say certain words. So he was out with his dad on his food truck. Okay, he said, while he was outside checking that his truck had power, he heard a gunshot and rushed back to see his son bleeding and called 911. More than 24 students were interviewed about White's behavior for an investigative report on June 2023, as reported by WCJB at the time. White would get furious when students got answers wrong and sometimes reduced them to tears, according to the report. So she's a grown-ass bully being paid to teach her kids. This is where kids develop their, develop their social skills, things like that. When, oh my gosh, whites verbally insulting, humiliating, and embarrassing students inflicted psychological distress on our victims, the report concluded. Marion County Public Schools did not review White's contract, did not renew, White's contract following investigation. The school board did not respond immediately to the port's request for comment. And of course, it ended: if you are struggling with thoughts or experiencing a mental health crisis, you can call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org for free and confidential crisis counseling. So again, this teacher who you send your child to learn, to prepare for the real world. And I get it. People are going to say, well, that's your job as a parent. Remember, the kids, they see their teachers more than you, the parent. Especially if you're a working parent with long hours. And then the only time they might see you is on the weekend. But then again, you have to work to support the family. Mom and dad, or only mom, only dad. So, they spend a lot more time at school with these teachers than the parents. So I get it. People might say, well, it starts at home. And guess what? It can start at home. But when you go to school and your parents is not around to guide you the proper way, then it can go away. That's why the teachers are there, to continue that same treatment at home, in the sense of respect yourself. You're there to work hard, because if you're home, your parents tell you, work hard. If you want this or that, you're going to have to work hard to achieve it yourself. Same at school. These are teachers who should be saying, pull them aside. If you're having a problem, we're going to work hard because we want to see you succeed. Not to tear kids down and bully them. And it's just sad. And we hear this more and more with teachers, and, teachers sleeping with their students underage. And this world, I just don't know. I don't know, gossipers. What are your thoughts on this story, and just people in general? That people are just so mean and so cruel. No matter how much you want to, I can't even, just sad. And again, for the parents, this happened 2 years ago. We just passed 2 years. What we need to know, what are their consequences for leaving that weapon out. Again, like I said, it only takes you 2 minutes. Go in, put it in the safety lock, out. That's it. And they had an idea what their son was going through. Unless when he's at home, he's happy-go-lucky and nothing. But I'd like to think they had a clue. You know your child. If there was anything different about him, did you see it or not? Or he's a great actor at home. He's mom and dad. I'm so great at that. And if you check your child's report card, that would tell you how the child is doing in school, right? And if you see failing grades, that's when you pull them over and like, what's going on? Let's go talk to the teacher and principal. Let's see what we can do to get you to improve your grades. Conversations like that. And again, for teachers, your child or your student is having a problem, pull them aside. Why humiliate them in front of the class and then telling other students to do the same thing? And these teachers forget that these are kids that will grow into adults and continue that into the real world, which can get them K, because they will come up on the wrong person and they show that nasty attitude. Ooh, My gosh, I don't know. So just tell me your thoughts. As always, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.